Merry Christmas everyone. To celebrate Christmas a little bit, I want to give you a tiny gift. I'm talking about a brand new game called A Christmas Village. In this video I'll tell you how I made this game, what challenges I encountered and even more. I began working on the game on the 31st of November. And as always, we need an idea first. With this game, brainstorming was a little different though, because I just needed to refine an already long existing idea. I came up with the main concept roughly 19 months ago when starting my big project, which is also finished by now. I kind of always had this idea in the back of my mind and of course my notebook as well. Since then I still refined this idea many times in various directions. Now that I'm finally working on this, I need to make one final variant. Spoiler, this wasn't final because it didn't work out as expected. There were so many bugs I didn't know how to fix and I didn't like the actual idea anymore. That's why I make a prototype, ladies and gentlemen. With a prototype you don't spend much time on making the idea, but you can try out if ideas work as expected without too much effort. You don't add art, audio or anything like this. You just use simple shapes to try out the mechanics. If that doesn't work, you can just throw it in the trash and you didn't waste any time, just like I did here. Back to the drawing board, I changed up the arrangement of the placing spots to not be like a web anymore but a grid. I thought this was the difference, but after I tried out this, I noticed what the actual problem was. It still was the arrangement, but even more importantly it was the city builder theme. It just didn't fit the game I wanted to make initially. So I had a look at the very first version of this idea and I noticed that quite a few things were different. Instead of placing buildings, you switched them to create more harmony. So it used to be more of a puzzle game than a city builder one. Harmony between various buildings differs, so a village next to a forest gives you +5, but a village next to a factory gives you -5 harmony. When I tried out this first ever version of the idea, I was surprised. This was exactly what I always wanted for this project here. I wanted to have something special that had to do with making some sort of village or town, and most importantly chill and calm, so it fits the whole Christmas theme a lot more. It's actually funny because the original idea didn't used to be a Christmas idea. So with the prototype basically done, I moved on to drawing a background and a snowflake particle I used to make the snow. For the style of the game's art I didn't really know what to do, so I created some sort of mood board. These help a lot on deciding what theme you should use or something like this. Back to the snow effect, this was done by combining 3 layers of particle systems. One with small and quite visible snowflakes, one with big and less visible snowflakes, and one with very big but blurred ones. Next I created sprites for the buildings and tiles. At the moment I only had 3 buildings set up, being the village, forest and factory, but later I introduced a few more. Now that we've got all the necessary sprites, I put these into the game and made them look good with post-processing and bouncy animations. For the extra detail I wrote a short script that varies the animation speed for every building a little so the town feels more alive. When all of these things were added, I improved the script responsible for the harmony calculation and added an effect that displays the changes in harmony. After that I quickly created a limit for the turns and then I moved on to creating a first level and many more after I figured out what levels are supposed to look like. When creating levels I usually don't do them in the order they will be in the final game, but I name them like level A, level B and so on. Later when all of the levels are done, I sort them in a way that makes sense in terms of difficulty and requirement of knowledge of the game's mechanics. So now I began decorating the game world with a few lanterns and gifts. While making levels I also finished the last few buildings, being the Christmas house, mountains and Christmas tree. After all of this work, I quickly threw together a main menu including a level select menu and I made a quick splash screen. It was also this time when I finished the game over and victory screen. Now there was only some simple polish and audio missing, so I began adding things like screen shake or particle effects while Mike began doing the music. Mike is a super talented music composer that helped me with this project because I am definitely not talented when it comes to music. Later when I show you the result, you will hear his awesome Christmas themed soundtrack. Lastly, I implemented a few sound effects that I think fit well. I'm basically just as good at making my own sound effects as making my own music, so I usually use ones from asset packages like the Ultimate Sound Effects package from the Unity Asset Store. However, before I finished the game, I noticed that people actually don't know how the different buildings harmonize, so I created a handy menu in the bottom right corner containing all that information. With all that said, this here is the end result. I hope you like it, and if you do so, you can also play it yourself with the link in the description. It would also mean the world to me if you subscribed or liked this video. I hope you have a great time celebrating Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, just have a great day. See you very soon. Cheers and Merry Christmas everyone.